Yo, what's up, champions? What's up, champions? It's been a while. Been a while in COA. Hope everyone's doing good. It's been a little while. Well, I just said that. Sorry for the repeat, as you could tell. Um, yeah, we're back on COA. So just a real quick glimpse. We have a bit of a shortage lately, so we're going to engage how we go about this. Let me just change this in proper Tinker fashion. For now. There's a lot that could be said, and I'll kind of break things down. Barney style, perhaps. Alright. There you go. That's something right there. Let's just move this here a little bit. Doing some quick arrangements before I go forward with the whole thing. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. It's kind of difficult where to start. You know? Is this something different? Okay, it's fine. Well, let me know. Hopefully the sound is all good. Sorry, my bad. I'll be shifting around with a few things and getting a few things figured out. But please let me know how you doing. How's everyone? Hope everyone's doing good. Other than that, so I'll open the stream up with a prayer. All right, as per standard. So yeah, I got dispelled off my my disguise there in game. All right, so let me pray. Let me pray. Dear Heavenly Father, dear Lord, we do pray for the stream to be good, and the connection, everything, all the information here is accurate. Pray for the viewers and all the difficulties, challenges throughout the planet, and just the issues that we all face inside. Lord, you know our hearts again. We pray that it's a time just of enjoyment and just to move the mind a bit forward on different things. So yeah, Lord, we love you. Thank you again. We give you praise. In the name of Christ I pray. Amen. Alright guys, so yeah, that's my timer, that's my cue. By the odds. Anyway, so with COA, many things could be said. A lot of things have changed. And it's really just getting down to navigate what has taken place. So let me just throw some reminders here. Hang on real quick. Should be okay here. So let me just shift over. Alright, so I'm going to switch to view in just a moment here. Okay, so we're just going to move a few things and navigate how we go with certain options. Alright, now, one thing to make mention, for now, we will do a close on this. Alright, let me see. That's this one. Yep, okay. Alright, so there's certain things I need to check into. just had to make a little note there. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Let me see. Alright, I'm gonna have to rearrange a few things as I go along. Alright, let me see. Okay. Alright guys, alright, we are here at the character creation screen over in Conquest of Azeroth. So as you can see, some things might have changed. Many things have changed. I'll get into the details and also do a little catch up with you guys. And so, one thing to make mention first of all, many of these may look familiar as you noticed. Some of the icons, or actually all of the icons, basically have been changed and modified in some way. Alright, so to me, I like the way it looks. It's pretty nice how they improved it. And then you'll notice that some class and race combinations have been changed. Alright, so some of you guys who were in Rexar, that is no longer the case. We are now in Vol'jin. So I'll do some edit on the video in a little while. But one thing I just want to make mention is just that we do have this tab here called Help Me Choose. Alright, and so from here, you'll get a description of each option. So classes focused on defeating enemies. That's for the damage category. You have classes that can protect allies and hold enemies. For tank, we have classes that restore and protect allies. For healer. And then we have support. So this is kind of baby fresh on the WoW side. It's been around for a bit, but now it's all legit in COA, it would seem. Classes with utility, control, and group support. So this could be quite interesting. Now, you have a selection with damage. What kind of damage? Okay, because damage is done in all sorts of different ways. Alright, so melee. These are classes that fight up close. You have ranged, so classes that are more in the back line of combat. And then you have caster, which is largely spell focused. Then you have hybrid, which are classes that are blending physical and spell oriented attacks in combat. So with hybrid, these are your hybrid classes, as we come to know. Alright, so an example is, let's say, for Knight of Zoroth, you look at the left and right, these are the classes that could be Knight of Zoroth. Alright, and then over here you have the Fellsworn. So on and so forth, right? These are just some examples. Let me see something. Rune Master, yep. Sun Cleric, yep. Alright, so you can see the left and right with each of the classes glowing, yeah. So we want to get into the other options. So these are your ranged right here. Chronomancer, Tinker, Ranger. Now I'm not sure if your race selected actually impacts this. Probably does. Let's see if Blood Elf remains highlighted all throughout. Okay, it seems so. Alright, that's under caster, I believe. Yep, we were just there. And then this is hybrid. So I believe if we go to troll, the options will be quite different. So let's go to troll real quick. Okay, these are disabled, it would seem, if you're going through to help me decide. So maybe what you do is you'll pick your let's go to troll real quick, right? Now we do see Witch Doctor, Barbarian. Everything else is grayed out in the center and on the right, as well as Chronomancer. But these are available, right? So if we go help me choose, just experimentation wise, we should see Witch Doctor as an option for healer, as well as the others, Venomancer and all that. Now if we were to shift back to Blood Elf, just as an example, let's go back once more. Witch Doctor and Venomancer are not available for them. So if we go help me choose again, healer, it will base it on the currently selected race. Alright, so just something to keep in mind. There is an icon too as well, just something to bear in mind. You have combat healer in this little like icon here. So combat healer restores allies by actively fighting and weaving offensive abilities in between healing casts. Right? So pretty nice change. At least there's some level of information that's going on. And let's check support. So these are the support classes. I believe it's largely been always 4 classes that were support. Alright, so Blood Mage, Guardian, Stormbringer, and Ranger. So this could help you knock out more of the process of deciding what class you're going to play. And Cure! EDH, sorry for the delay, fellow streamer. What do you call it? We got somebody viewing the stream, so just want to shout out to EDH. Welcome. Sorry for my delay. I'm multi-streaming, so yeah. So yeah, going forward though, so we have these classes which are capable with support, and largely with support, in my experience, it has always been a fun time for me to be support. You're not outright carrying the team directly. The healers really are notable for doing that, but you are providing some utility, some extra-oriented buffs or even debuffs to the enemy. All right, much more details are in the class descriptions. For now, I won't really get into all that because a lot of that has been done, excuse me, on the previous video that I've made. I will do a follow-up on character customization, but that's just an example of what we're looking at with the changes. So I'll be back in just a moment, but let me just go ahead and sample at least 2 of the left and right races here, 2 from Alliance and 2 from Horde. So let's go for Dwarf. We'll go for the short folks, Dwarf and Gnome. Alright, so some of these may not have been available before. Suddenly they are. Some have been blocked off. Alright, I'm not sure the particular changes. That would have to be a comparison with my character customization video in the previous, in my channel. So if you guys get the chance, I would like to invite you guys, please stop over to the YouTube channel. Some years back, I don't think that long ago, but I did do a character customization video covering each of the classes and how they're described and what's going on with them back at that time. So when you come back to this, you'll see the comparison. But I will definitely do a follow-up. So let's pick a class real quick. And I do want to follow up to EDH real quick. There are more supports like Grove Keeper, Primalist, just not available to Blood Elf. Yeah, Blood Elf kind of takes the cake with Horde popularity. I know that's a very common thing, human and Blood Elf kind of competition being like the spotlight, you'd say, race per faction. I try not to look at it that way because there's more to the game than just the races. It's also the lore behind it. And I'm happy, as I mentioned before in videos on you will see on YouTube, that not every race and class is able to be everything. Maybe a majority of things, but not everything is available. You know, so there's a level of respect for the lore on that. But let me resume for a quick moment. I'll definitely catch up on chat as well. So let's take a look at, let's say, Rune Master as an example. All right. So when we go to customizations, you're going to notice that you could toggle off equipment. So you could see, like, you know, the finer details of your character, how much hair they got, if that's something of concern. All right, as well as many others. So let me just hit the random random selection here. You can see that there's a number of wild hammer options as well. So for those of you who don't know, there are multiple clans in the dwarf, in the dwarf race, the dwarf history. So let's just show equipment real quick. You got this. I'll just untoggle it. I think that's under the skin option. I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be under the skin where you could get the kind of the wild, wild hammer dwarven tattoos. That's pretty interesting and definitely unique. So you kind of cover 2 areas at once as far as race availability. You got Wild Hammer Clan and also Ironforge Dwarf. Pretty cool. I like how they added that. I'm not sure what help me choose will be. Okay, that's... I guess you could do it from here. Let's see. Can we still select? Okay. So this gets a little bit... For anybody in COA watching, this gets a little bit jammed. Okay, with the text. If anyone's spectating this from the COA side development end. Just like I mentioned. Alright, so Pyromancer, we could shift this over. So it takes us out of the customization menu for the character. Okay, pretty cool to have access to it. If we continue, it brings us back. Okay, so this is what a Tinker would look like. They got the clenched fist, like most of them you'll notice, if they got a sling weapon, which is nice. They also have a clenched fist. Let's go back to, let's jump to Gnome real quick. Alright, now notably, Gnomes, yes. Tinker represent. Shout out to the Gnomes. We also got many other classes available, but in a lot of ways, actually, I think a lot of things turned gray now that I think about it. I think Witch Hunter should be enabled, in my opinion. Alright, I'm not going to get through all my opinions. That could be just another time, another video. Alright, but let's go to their customization options. Excuse me. And let's just shift over. Now again, for a better view of what their face actually looks like and stuff, sometimes you got the equipment in the way. You can always toggle that off. Pretty fancy, what do you call it? Options that you got. So let's go to the Horde side. Alright, so we're going to go Undead Troll. So I'm picking just the in-between fellas here. We'll change it to female for now. Let's go for Reaper. Now, more than obviously enough, I believe that Necromancer and Reaper are good options to have available for Undead. At the end of the day, it has to do with death. That theme is, it matches. So yeah, it makes sense. And let's just see a quick description of Reaper. I didn't read a description on the other side, so I'll do the same as well. So you got Reaper, right? So they have 2 resources, and this pattern continues throughout the other classes as well. You'll have a primary and a secondary resource. So you notice that there's no mana here. It's flat out runic power. Alright, and then you got these different combat styles. Alright, and each of these will fill a different role. I think Domination, yeah, is the tanking role. Okay, so I'm just going to summarize this, but it's good that, you know, with the description here, you got Reapers are masters of the Shadowlands and bringers of death. They are able to turn ethereal and hide in the shadows, waiting for their time to strike. Utilizing the souls of their fallen foes, they are able to rip and tear at the very life force of Azeroth in a way never before seen in this world or the next. So pretty interesting. Maybe, in my opinion, this has more of a Shadowlands oriented theme, or what would have been the Shadowlands theme. And if I recall, you know, Conquest of Azeroth is supposed to take place in the Warcraft 3. No, I'm wrong. Wrath of the Lich King timeline. I could be wrong on that, but if anybody on chat happens to know, or in the comments, let me know if that's been, you know, changed or modified in some kind of way. I'm not sure the lore direction. 100% with COA. And then with Necromancer, right? So these are the 2 I'll go ahead and read real quick. So you do have mana as well as runic power. So 2 major energy forces, if that makes sense. Alright. Where Reaper has a custom one, which is souls. Something just to keep in mind. So yeah, they are capable of being tanks. Going back to Necromancer, largely casting, only casting damage dealer in different ways. If you guys seen the YouTube video, again, just referring to the videos I covered with Necromancer, I went quite in depth with it until a lot of rapid changes have started taking place. I got overwhelmed by the time I reached Pyromancer, and Pyromancer was going through a rework. So just something I wanted to mention, which is why there's a bit of a COA shortage on my end. But going to Necromancer, you wear cloth armor. You got 3 specializations: animation, rhyme, and death. Okay, I'll leave those descriptions right there, but I'll read the yellow text in this case. Necromancers raise multiple undead minions to permanently assist them in combat and then command them to unleash their unique special attacks to damage and control their enemies. They are capable of unleashing the plague of undeath and have mastered the use of frost magic hailing from Northrend. So again, you would say largely a Scourge influence here. So both death-oriented classes, just, oh yeah, let me get the transmog up. There you go. All right. So sorry Beth. Both the death-oriented classes, though they do have a different theme. Same thing could be said with, like, let's say, Pyromancer and Sun Cleric, right? Again, the details will follow with that. So right now, we'll just navigate through. Okay, there you go. Let's put some equipment on this woman, this undead woman. All right, this is what she's working with here. Some of the customization options. It seems like it's a lot more highlighted. And these are the HD models. They look kind of different though. It's not like Warlords, I think. They're like Shadowlands oriented models. Yeah, so definitely a lot more details. Alright, and so as far as skin and stuff, this is what you're dealing with here. I don't think they have the partial skin like in retail where they, they have like the elbows and knees covered and the spine, but still, you have something. Alright, so let's go back. And let's jump to another race here. Let's go to Troll. Alright, so with Troll, let's pick a different one real quick. Just for the style of it. You got Venomancer that they're capable of being. And notably, actually more so, Witch Doctor. Alright, always fun stuff, I'm sure. I'm still learning Witch Doctor. But, yeah. We'll navigate the options real quick again. We'll show equipment first. Let's see what we're working with as far as appearances from the outside. And then we'll do a few of those without equipment here. So one thing to note with the face, some of them may have like some type of markings. I know trolls are known to have tribal markings, but I think that's male only as far as the tribal markings or I guess the war paint. But it doesn't seem to be the case with female troll. Let's go back to the male trolls just to do a brief comparison. So let's scoot this guy over a bit. So I believe it's under face. So yeah, you got some tribal markings there. So it would be a wonder. I don't know if they would, but with wait, it's under face, is it? It might be hair color, right? Yeah, but it would be nice if the females were able to acquire some kind of like what do you call it, face paint options as well. But let's see. Is it under hair color? Yeah, it is. So hair color will basically impact your tribal markings, if that makes sense. So let's go here. Let's change that color real quick. Hairstyle. Let's do that. And so as we shift here, it'll give the options. No war paint. Does this have war paint? It's under the face option, isn't it? Hang on. I'm trying to see what triggers the actual war paint. I might have missed it, but let's see if we can navigate it briefly. Okay, hair color is one thing, whichever. It's got to be the face option. Let's see again. Okay, even more so, I'm probably wrong. Let's go to skin color. Does it have to do with the skin? Maybe somebody in the comments probably spotted it. Let me know, though. Let's see if we can find... Okay, so we got a war paint option here, right? What triggers that? No, face remains the same. That's all the eyeball, like, wrinkles and stuff like that. I'm trying to help the troll brothers out, man. I won't spend too much longer on this. Is it tusks? Oh, look! The war paint changes on tusks. Alright. I don't really zug or play the Horde often, but I just did you guys a favor. So, for the Horde! I am that kind of work. Okay. So, I'll leave it at that, guys. There you go. You got your... I'm not sure if actually the helmet is impacted by their facial structures. Hang on. No, the helmet remains the same. It's a little bit more forward here. They got them noses, you know, the trolls. Yeah. Alright, guys. So, for now, I'll conclude here. There's a lot more, really, I could kind of peel and detail and stuff. Again, you got all these classes, and just in quick observance, like Room Master, you got three specializations each. And if that was enough, like Primalist, take a look at this. You got all these roles and all these specializations. Grove Keeper, Wild Walker, Mountain King, Geomancy. So this, with its own, with its own descriptions, it will be here for quite some time. I like to do a breakdown on this, but this is something I'll definitely have to return to. All right, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Best wishes from our side. I'm going to go ahead and continue with a few other things, but we're going to go ahead and navigate that shortly. So just a moment here. All right, EDH, welcome again. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're still here, but thought I'd do a follow-up at least. Just checking. All right. So anyway, I'm just gonna shift to something real quick. We'll get back into the game. Just gotta manage my end here because there are some things I'd like to navigate on. All right. So here we are. Game. All right. So just one thing to show. All right. When you go to change realm, let me just see. All right, guys. So as you see in the realm selection side for PTR, you're going to see that this is an option here for the realms to select. Rexar is a thing of the past now. There's a lot that could be said about that, but yeah, I'll just read this real quick. So Vol'jin, dive into a brand new Azeroth, master 21 classes, polished and customized with never before seen spells, custom visuals, icons, and so much more. Important, ensure that you are connecting with a uniquely installed PTR client on your launcher. All right, so some folks may not have access yet and are looking for invite codes. I know that's a thing that's been going on. Definitely keep asking. Check around the COA Discord. I'm sure there's information in other channels as well on YouTube. For me, I'm gonna have to figure that out because uh, it's in I think it's in short supply. I'm gonna have to figure it out though. There is one thing I wanted to show though, is when you create a new character, and we're going to go over this very briefly. I'm going to pick one horde and one alliance, and we're just going to customize real quick. All right, and I'm going to just do a quick sample here. Some of you may be familiar with. Okay, this that name is not available, so let's make it more available. Oh man, how about that? Okay, so we'll just keep it basic here. All right. For those of you who have made 10 characters plus, especially like in my case, um, with playing Rexar, you're definitely going to encounter that there's a limitation, right? So let's go ahead and log out. Give me a moment here. And there's going to be something I'll share in just a moment. Okay, and we're going to make our second character. There's a reason why I'm showing you guys, just so I could demonstrate. So I'll pick a Horde side. And let's go Stormbringer. Why not? Why not Coconut? Okay, and then give a new name. Alright, and we'll let this do its thing first. Alright guys, so here we are, alright? So we got pick me ye, and then we got no pick me ye, so on and so forth, right? And this is just a brief comparison I wanted to show you guys. You will come across a point if you really do like your time here in COA. You know what guys, there is the option to go ahead and change your character selection, alright? So right now we're not all the way full, so I'm gonna have to come back and forth in order to really demonstrate, perhaps. So let me see if there's a way. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. take a look over here. So now that you have multiple characters, right? If you mouse over, you might have to restart it. Sometimes it doesn't show, but whichever. It says deactivate character. I'll read this real quick. So deactivate this character, freeing up a character slot to be used by a new character or reactivate. Wow, I can't read today. I'm sorry, guys. I can. Deactivate this character, freeing up a character slot to be used by a new character or reactivating an inactive character. Okay? You try that 15 times fast backwards. Alright? So either one it goes. So let's say, for the Horde, right? We're going to go ahead and celebrate. So for the Alliance, we're going to do away with it. Alright, so let's go ahead and deactivate this character. And there you go. Nearly instant now. There used to be a code in the game, not a code, but a macro that you would type up. And from there, you go through this large list, and there's a lot of details, and there's only a few characters per page that you have to toggle back and forth on. I don't think I have footage on that anymore, but it used to be a command. But let's say, you know what, the Horde is not exactly what I thought it would be. Orgrimmar smells, Thunderbluff stinks, and Undercity is even all of the above, right? So let's say we want to do away with that too. So let's go ahead and deactivate. So then it could be as if there's no characters at all, which is kind of funny. But basically, this allows you to go ahead and reactivate. You'll go into this view active characters um, icon here, of the circle arrow thing. So you'll just click it. Sorry. You'll just click it, and it should bring you to the guys that you made earlier, the characters. So let's go back. Okay, hang on. Let me just do a quick thing, do a follow-up real quick. So that was the wrong option. Psych, that's the wrong option. We'll get it right though. All right, so as we were. All right, this should toggle you back, right? Hang on. Yeah, there you go. So we got this character, and if we're going to switch, let's just demonstrate one more time. Deactivate, yes. Go to the selection, and let's activate the other one. Go back. So there you go, guys. That's how you shift your characters. Oh, hang on. So again, once again, just a quick demonstration. So you'll go here, you activate character, go back. It's nearly instant. You just gotta kind of mess around with it a little bit. And then if you want to deactivate, you'll just go back here and then activate it again. So there you go, guys. That's how you toggle back and forth characters that you may have used earlier or so. It's pretty nice. Bit of a stress test I did earlier, I guess, is the number of characters. I mean, in my experience, I made more than like I guess 50 characters. I was usually going for one character per spec, since there's too much to kind of digest per every spec and stuff. It was just one way of clarifying for me anyway. But yeah, I mean, if I can make 50 characters plus, I'm sure there's a lot of options in that regard. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the game, and I'll do a follow-up in just a moment. All right, so that'll be it for now. I'm gonna jump back and forth to a few things. So I was leveling up with Tinker. I'll get to that in a moment. Let's go ahead and sit here in character creation. If anybody on the chat wants to make mention anything, we can check it out while we're here. All right. So yeah, we'll just hang out for here, over here for a moment. All Let's see if we could get the music going. Hey, what's up, Harry? Harry Newman. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for my delay. Yeah, just checking the class descriptions. There's been a lot of changes. Been in COA for, I want to say, maybe 4-ish years now. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. How'd you find out about the channel, if I may ask? And COA, for that matter. So I noticed like the description with Tinker changed a bit. So that's another thing I'm taking note of as well. So one thing that's interesting, I noticed that the Sun Cleric doesn't use mana and rage, so that's a difference right there. Their secondary resource is solar power, but it used to be mana and rage. The rolls are about the same though, melee damage and casting as well. Tank and healer. Alright, you got 4 specs. So you see focused energies of the sun dealing devastating holy and fire damage from a distance. Okay, blessings is about the same. Seraphim is also the same. Let me see some clerics. Taking inspiration from the Order of the Sunwalkers. Sun clerics have a versatile class, are a versatile class to fill many different roles, and have begun gaining followers throughout Azeroth. Okay, so that's a different description as well. What? What? I just realized Pyromancer has been taken away from the Tauren. What? Anyway, what are you gonna do? Alright, so let's switch over then. I didn't expect Dwarf to be Pyromancer though. I actually expected him to be more Necromancer, right? Because they could wield frost power. You know, being that they're like in Dunmorrow and all that. That's the connection point that I'm looking at, but anyway. Alright. Dwarven Pyromancer. I'm saying that wrong. Hi, laddie. There you go. Something like that. Alright, let me see. Let me see. Pyromancer side. Oh, by the way, if you guys are still watching the stream or some point afterward, thank you for sticking around. Yeah, I'm just going through each of these, trying to see what changes have been in place. Excuse me. It's interesting with the descriptions and stuff, and where the classes started and where they are right now. Pretty interesting. It used to be breath charges. Now that I see the Pyromancer. Because of the Draconic specialization. Let me see. Combat style, incineration. Flame weaving. Okay. The class, the spec descriptions are pretty much the same. Let's see. Okay, so that was my observation too with Pyromancer. It seems that they've turned the class, or they made the class more aspired to like the Dragonflights. That's what I noticed. Not all spells, but I would have to come back to Pyromancer. Last I played it was when Rexar was still in, and so you know, was going through those turns and changes of the classes. So Pyromancer was one of them, being reworked or changed around a bit. For better or worse, you know, we all have our thought processes. For me, I think it had largely to do with the Firelands too, but yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit Pyromancer eventually. For now, I'm just gonna kind of space away from it because that the class gave me a bit of a headache when I was working on it last time with all of the reworks. I don't know if that will be the same now as it was before, but it's something to navigate. Alright, so let me just go to the next class in a moment. Gnome Necromancer. Okay. I'm not sure if this was a thing before, but it gave Draenei. Okay. I don't think this was an option before, actually, now that I think about it. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's check Necromancer out. Just gonna do a brief comparison here. Necromancer is probably going to be interesting to revisit as well. Your descriptions to change. It used to be necromancers raise multiple undead minions to permanently assist them in combat and then command them to unleash their unique special attacks to damage their enemies. So this description here is necromancers raise multiple undead minions to permanently assist them in combat and then command them to unleash their unique special attacks to damage and control their enemies. They are capable of unleashing the plague of undeath and have mastered the use of frost magic healing from Earthwind. Alright. So that's a bit of a change there. Let's see. I'm going to move to our next class in just a moment. So I'm going to revisit Venomancer real quick and make sure that I'm tracking the details on it. So hang on, I think that's right here. Alright, let's see. I might have changed it. I could be wrong though. I think Venomancer largely stayed the same. Mana and Rage, yep. Tank healer, casting on both sides. Damage on both sides, I meant to say. Yeah, it's been largely the same, I think. It used to be Venomancers are extremely versatile, focused on shapeshifting and invoking the power of Shadra. The Venomancer is capable of healing allies, withering enemies with poison, tanking with a fortified scorpid form, and sinking their fangs into enemies from the shadows. Okay, so the description is different. Alright, let's make a note of this. Venomancers are extremely versatile shapeshifters that are focused on invoking the power of Shadra, the spider Loa. The Venomancer is capable of healing allies with unique venoms, withering enemies with virulent poisons, tanking with a fortified beetle form. Okay, beetle. Okay. Or sinking their fangs into enemies as a spider from the shadows. So they might have changed, I guess, the forms around. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. So let's see what's going on with that. In just a moment, we're going to see actually, not exactly that, but the next class. Let's just get this straightened out. So that's that. I believe we're mostly covered with classes so far. We have the bottom row to go now. Chronomancer, Blood Mage, and Guardian. Okay, we're on the right one. Okay, so let's go to Chronomancer real quick. Surprisingly, yeah. Dread Knight could be Chronomancers. I didn't know if that was always the case. There's just so much with all these classes being added, or being, the main thing. It's hard to tell which, which race and class combinations there are. And I know there's been so many changes, so it's kind of hard to tell. Alright, so Chronomancer, what do we got? We got damage on both ends, ranged and casting. We got healer. Mana is primary resource, just like stated before. Combat style is different. They got duality displacement, artificer from before. We got some renaming going on here. So we got infinity, or infinite, I should say, perhaps. And then you got time. Alright, so rampant chaos energies flow through you. Learn to channel them with purpose to unmake your enemies. Okay, interesting. So duality used to be rampant chaos and order energies flow through you. So you got like a both influence kind of thing. Lean towards one or the other, channeling them with purpose to unmake your enemies. So displacement, shift through aeons to empower your heals and send ripples across time to reverse damage taken. Time states, shift through aeons to empower your heals and send ripples across time. Okay, reverse damage taken. Artificer, I believe, is the same. Yep, you wand with Wanda, doing the wanding thing. Alright, so Chronomancers are, based on the previous description, are ultimate rule-bending casters, a variety of utility tools allowing them to warp time in aid of allies or demise of enemies. Chronomancers here are stated as the ultimate rule-bending casters with a variety of unique tools that allow them to warp time. Many Chronomancers have turned to the infinite dragonflight in their quest for power, while others have chosen to aid allies and by reversing their wounds, and few yet have recently began channeling their time magic into wands for use in combat. So that's Chronomancer. We got an upgrade on that. Update, I mean to say. So let's go ahead and get this down. Just got scared. Just got terribly scared just now. That's insane. What would have happened if I done the thing I was gonna do? It was a restart notification that would have just shut everything down. Oh my goodness. Thank God. Alright. So Chronomancer done with. Now we go to Blood Mage, which I believe on the Alliance side is, yeah, both human and Night Elf. Let's go with human for now. Alright, so let's see what it's looking like for Blood Mage. Alright, so Blood Mage. We got damage on both ends. Tank and support. No more healing. Those days are over. Oh man, I remember those days. Oh man, I remember healing with Blood Mage. It was a good time being a rage healer. But nonetheless, we'll see how the changes go. Going onward, right? It's the only direction we could go. Leather armor. Okay, so yeah, health and rage are the resources as stated in the previous description. We got Flesh Weaver, Accursed Sanguine, and Lycanthropy in the previous description. Here, though, we got, instead of Lycanthropy, we got Internal. Alright. Rest in peace to Son of Argol, for those who were there. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry for my delay. Sorry. Sweatpants, what's up? Welcome. You really want access to? Yeah, my mic was actually down for a bit. Because, you know, I'm not sure how loud it is now, but let me know if the voice is okay. I'll check my settings real quick for music. Give me a moment here. Just a do adjustment. There's some like high points of the music, that's why. So that's probably why it's like maybe blotting my voice out a bit. Is it good? Welcome, welcome. So yeah, how'd you find out about the stream? Welcome. It's good to have other folks coming by. Yeah, I'm kind of making a choice, but not at the same time. I'm doing a bit of a comparison to what the classes once was and what it is now, as far as description first, at least. Been working on this for a while, but there's just so much to unpack, right? So I'm just kind of stepping through it A through Z. Let me just look at the descriptions here real quick. I'll swing right back on chat. Oh, okay, on Discord. Okay, bravo, bravo. So you came from the Conquest of Azeroth Discord. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while, right? It's been a while since we received something. So this is like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. At least in my opinion. Thank you for stopping by. What classes do you play? Let me see. So I'm just gonna check lycanthropy. Yeah, transform into an alpha worgen, leading your shadow pack to ambush enemies while you use your iron to absorb punishing attacks. That's what it used to be described as. Also, the previous yellow text description was blood mages wave sanguine and shadow magic to eliminate enemies or heal allies, and some even embrace even darker magic by embracing the curse of the worgen. Alright, so that's a description back then. Rest in peace to Son of Vargol. Those of us who liked that worgen slasher identity. I know definitely Mika Spark, she enjoyed it. Good time tanking. But I have to see what it is. I mean, if it's still working, it's still all good, but it's nice to have something like that. But I know Blood Mage has been going through a lot of changes, even before, you know, the exiting, or the exodus, if that's the right term, of Rexar. Yeah, so I'll read this quick description. I'll swing back on chat in just a moment. Blood mages are sinister dark casters that weave blood magic to eliminate enemies or restore the life force of their allies. Some, however, have taken an even darker path by fully embracing their vile magic and transforming into cursed forms that grant them unique abilities and increased power. Okay, so I'll take a note of this. Let me check on YouTube real quick. Let's see what's up. You don't have access. You don't play anything, by the way. Can you show me a description of Chronomancer once? Like the concept of Chronomancer? Yeah, man. That's pretty cool. Give me a moment, okay? I'm just going to wrap up one thing, and we'll jump right back to Chronomancer. Give me a second. Yeah, they definitely updated the description of the classes. So let me just go ahead and get this done real quick. Alright, let's jump back to Chronomancer. Here we go. So, this is Chronomancer. On the Alliance side, you have Gnome and also Draenei that are capable of that option. For the Horde side, you only have Blood Elf, which is kind of strange. I would imagine Undead had it before. That's different. I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm sorry. So what do you mean by you don't play anything? Like you're not a gamer? Or is there a different genre of game that you prefer? Hey, what's up? Oh man, that's a false alarm. Sorry, I got a spammer on the Twitch side. Alright, I'm gonna do away with this guy. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Let me do this a different way. Just managing some background stuff. Hang on just a quick moment. That's dealt with. Okay. So we're back to our order. We have to go back to Blood Mage. Let me just see what you got going on. Alright, so yeah, that's the Chronomancer description right there. They're both able to either range or do casting damage, and they could heal. Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Received. Thank you for the clarity. Yeah, Chronomancer, the bit that I played with them, and I'll let this sit just for a moment more since I got more to knock out, but this will also be on the channel as well. Chronomancers, they were pretty interesting. The fact that, I mean, from what I experienced, you could like wield time, so that's pretty interesting. The effects that you have and the abilities. I think, I'm not sure that's still it. Maybe chat could let me know, or on comments. Babify, that was like a polymorph kind of spell, and you would literally turn the character into like a baby. And each class, I think, had like a baby version. I mean, each race has like a baby like model, so to speak, and you would turn into that, which was pretty awesome. Let me see. I mean, it's fine. No, you know, do whatever is comfortable. It's just an alternative option. I'm just getting used to streaming on both ends. So, yeah, it's good to see that both are working. So, get cozy, man. It's all good. Alright, I'm going to move on to Guardian. Alright, but it is pretty interesting for Chronomancer, the fact that you're utilizing a different Dragonflight's power. You do have some Bronze Dragonflight influence going into Pyromancer because there's a Draconic influence that's going on there. But if you want, you know, like, I guess you would say Nosdormu in specification, yeah, Chronomancer is definitely your gig. You know, if you're really big, you big on Warcraft lore? I know it's quite a story with Warcraft lore, so it's kind of interesting that they kind of represent different aspects of Warcraft lore, in my opinion. So, I know I could say a lot about that, but there's some things I'll just save for the video. Yeah. Alright, so we got Guardian. Let's see what we're working with Guardian. So let me head back to the descriptions here. Okay, that's that with this. Just looking at some other stuff here on this side. Let me get my Guardian details. Alright, Guardian description of the past compared to now. Alright, quite a bit, quite a bit. They are still energy charged. Okay, so energy warrior-ish. I remember having a good time playing with them as well. Melee damage dealer as well as support and tanking roles. Combat style, you got Gladiator, Inspiration, and Vanguard, so those are still in place. Descriptions may be slightly different. Let me see. Alright, Vanguard, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. Now, the yellow text has expanded. What it once was, it states here, the Guardian is a stoic and dignified fighter and a natural-born leader that values honor and loyalty above all else. With this description here, Guardians are energetic, stoic, dignified fighters. They are natural-born leaders and value honor and loyalty above all else. Master of shield-based combat with the ability to change formation in the midst of combat to reach their full potential. Okay. All Guardians come into battle armor-clad and ready for action. And it's cool that they took Gnome off. I don't think Gnome could have ever been more Guardian anyway, and it's fine. It makes sense. My opinion, because of class balances, I mean, this is my opinion, take Guardian off Blood Elf. Because they already have Sun Cleric, and Sun Cleric is capable of even more. That's just an opinion. Again, I know there's somebody who fancies probably Blood Elf Guardian, so that might come off as offensive, but you can't please the masses, right? What are you going to do? Because I think there was complaints earlier with the gnomes having all this gray, right? Not to change the topic, but it's just an observance. I think Tauren too, they have the most gray in the Horde. Let me see. I mean, which is fine. Again, it's good to have a level limitation. I find value that, you know, if there's uniquity among the race and class combinations, then I find that to be a thumbs up in my book, at least. Because, I know on retail end, it's been common practice to make almost everything available to everybody, and I'm not really about that life. Not me. Not everything is available in retail for every single one, but there's a lot of crossover among the classes. I don't know. On retail end, I guess they can't manage to make other classes to keep it interesting and thematic. So you could call that what you will. That's just my opinion. But let's see, let's see. So with Guardian, we do have some updates. So let me go ahead and take note of this as well. I think when I played Guardian, I definitely enjoyed. I didn't mind tanking either. Tanking was fine. I enjoyed the Vanguard spec. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. The Inspiration spec, being support and all that, putting banners down, and assisting the allies. It's definitely it was a fun time. And the fact that you still you still have your combative abilities as well. All right. So next we have is Stormbringer. All right. So we're gonna navigate the descriptions here for a moment. Okay. The roles are pretty much the same: support and casting damage dealer. You also have the dual resource of static and mana cloth armor. Um, you got some, I guess, details with the specialization descriptions. Previously, it was weave together water and lightning magic to electrocute enemies. Electrocute and drown was combined in the description here. Okay, so let me see with lightning. Lightning used to be deal a massive amount of single target damage at a fast pace, focusing on building maximum static to unleash their supercharged effects. Over here it says, unleash the arm of Thorum upon your enemies, devastating them with powerful arcane lightning strikes. For wind, it says, before conjure an air elemental and unleash strong gusts of winds capable of throwing your enemies great distances. Okay, I guess you get to throw people around. That's nice. The description is the same for that. Let's see, Stormbringers of the past, the yellow text. It used to say Stormbringers are master wizards who channel the powers of wind and lightning, generating static with an arsenal of spells to unleash immensely powerful supercharged effects. The current description, Stormbringers are master wizards who specialize in wind and lightning, generating static as they harness the power of the storms and unleash devastating attacks on their foes. Stormbringers can also embrace water magic, focusing on embracing the power of the maelstrom and the tides to drown their enemies. It's a pretty interesting description. Thumbs up. Alright, so let me make a note on this as well. Alright, next class. What we got going on? Or we got Felsworn. But yeah, Draenei could be them too. Alright. Let's just check the details on that. Felsworn, here we go. So they could use leather armor. They have a new resource, surprisingly. Back then at least. Wow, okay. My description of the past, they used to have rage. Wow. Okay, that's that's been a while. Melee and casting damage dealer and tank compatibility. They could use energy this time around, and their secondary resource is Fell Fury, leather armor. Their combat styles, so I think there's been some changes in description. Let's see. I think majority of them are the same, but the one that is different is slaying. So before it used to be chain your weapon attacks in specific orders to unleash combos. For this description, it says move in and out of battle with unparalleled speed and reflexes, striking your foes down with a succession of quick attacks. Alright, so the description here that I have in the past, it says former servants of the Burning Legion, fell-sworn wield all corrupting fell magic stolen from slain demons. Using their glaives, these agile warriors excel at striking down multiple foes at once. Currently, their description is former servants of the Burning Legion, fell-sworn wield all corrupting fell magic stolen from slain demons. They are both agile warriors, that excel at striking down multiple foes at once, as well as powerful dark casters. Fellsworn are capable of opening rifts that teleport you to parts of the world. Roger that. Yeah, I remember playing through some Fellsworn as well, and that's when the portals came into place. I'm not sure if that's always been, but at least during the time, yeah. And that's when they also had energy the last time. That must have been not even months, probably about a year plus ago, though. Pretty interesting, though. So I'm going to take a note of that real quick. Alright, so let's take a note here. Fellsworn. So you guys in the chat or in the comments, please let me know, what do you guys think of the new class race combinations? I know many things could be said about it. What's your opinion, or what do you think you're going to run once you have access to COA? Alright, let's move on to the next class, which would be Barbarian. Wow, okay. I just realized Barbarian, yeah, that's a shift too. Used to be available to Draenei. I'm pretty certain of it. Wow. Definitely a lot of things to take note here. Draenei cannot be, but a dwarf can. Alright, so let's go to Barbarian real quick. Alright, Barbarian. The kind of class that smashes the locks open. Who needs a key anyways? Right? Let's see if gnomes can be barbarian by the odds. Oh no, they can't. Alright. I was just thinking about like a small gnome just smashing a lock open. That would have been funny. Alright, so let's see what's different and what's the same. The damage, of course, the rolls are the same. Support, ranged and melee damage dealer, energy, and leather armor. Yeah, I admire this class because of the headhunting spec for sure. So that description changed a little bit. And same thing with brutality, which I'll get to in just a moment. Ancestry. Okay. Ancestry remained the same. And let's see, the description. Yeah, different. Okay, so let me read the current with brutality and headhunting real quick. So utility, wow, wrong word. Brutality. You mutilate enemies at a reckless two-handed combatant, tearing through enemies in a rage as you decapitate your foes. Matches the description. Headhunting. Throw spears and a flurry of axes at enemies from afar while preventing them from getting close. I remember, yeah, there was a number of utility and CCs that I had as a headhunter, so it was pretty good playing. Barbarians are, this is the old description, barbarians are savage warriors that value strength above all else, often hailing from savage tribal communities. Barbarians are simple, fast-paced, dishing out physical damage to multiple foes at once. Alright, so in the current text description here, barbarians are savage warriors that value strength above all else, often hailing from savage tribal communities or clans. Barbarians are simple, fast-paced, and never back down from a fight. While brutal, they maintain a reverence in the ways of their ancestors, which they channel into unbridled rage in combat. So thumbs up, that's barbarian. Quite a few changes there on the description, so let me go ahead and take note of this. So what do you guys think of a Nomish barbarian? What comes to mind? What are the consequences? Is it a thing that should not be? Or is it the very thing that Azeroth indeed, for a fact, does need? The variety of words and complex definition, rising and declining parameters of unknown frequencies, moving at mind-blowing speeds, repeating of course. You know something? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just thought I'd make me sound cool and awesome. But I think we all know the truth. So I'm just gonna leave that where it is. I'm not gonna touch it. I will not be responsible for the potential offshooting or outcomes. Alright, give me a moment, guys. We can go to the next class. Alright, so let's see. Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor? The Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor. This doctor. Alright, so let's see what the previous description is on this class. It's just funny that humans could also be a witch doctor and be a witch hunter. It's just kind of ironic how that all works. Alright, so let's see. Witch Doctor, ranged and casting damage dealer. They are also capable of healing. Mana and leather armor is what they do. Their combat style. So, all pretty much named the same. Descriptions are slightly different. I think Voodoo is the same. Let's see, Brewing. Okay, and the description is a bit more longer on the current description here. So let's see. I'll read Shadow Hunting and Brewing here. Shadow Hunting, equip a ranged weapon and embrace one Sumdi, if I'm even saying that right, that guy, his magic, while unleashing shadow arrows and glaives upon enemies. And in Brewing, you have combined different ingredients into your vial, offering a unique and engaging way to heal and support allies. So their description: spiritual leaders trained in the arts of voodoo, alchemy, medicine, and shadow magic. They are known to use wards, effigies, and idols to aid them in combat. Some witch doctors have have chosen to follow Wansamdi, hunting from the shadows, while others stick to the old ways by brewing powerful potions and applying hexes and curses to their enemies. Okay, so let's go ahead and make note of this. Now, in WoW lore in particular, I don't think there are witch hunters in lore. I could be wrong. Maybe there is. I thought. Well, I don't think there was, but in the real world and realism, I guess it is noted that there are in fact witch doctors out there. So yeah, it is a thing. So it's just going to be interesting how they apply it in lore. That's what I really find interesting about COA is how they apply the different classes and how they kind of make it like, adjust or like formed into Azeroth. So hopefully we'll continue to see more of that, some class quests and like real challenges, right? Based on the story and based on the environment. So like witch doctors, I guess they're doing, collection for their alchemy. They go to different areas. There might be quests for that. And that's just one class, right? So you could like apply the same logic to, warrior. Well, not warrior, guardian. What's a warrior anyway? Or ranger, Fellsworn, so on and so forth. So that'll be pretty interesting. So let me just save this here real quick. So alright, so next class. What do we got? We're getting there, almost to the end. We're finally here, guys. We're finally here. Witch Hunter. Alright, so let's get the details on that real quick. Alright, so let's see. Witch Hunter. It's like, which side are you on? The Witch Doctor or the Witch Hunter? Alright, you got both damage dealers on the melee and rage side, and then you got tank. They do indeed use mana and rage, I think. As a Primalist also has that same thing going on too as well. Pretty interesting. Combat style. Okay, let me see the descriptions here. Okay, largely the descriptions for each spec is the same, but yeah, let's see, the description for the class. Previously, it was witch hunters are expert monster hunters that focus on a variety of weapons as well as dark magics, which come at a price. For this one, it says witch hunters are expert monster hunters that focus on a variety of weapons as well as holy, fire, and shadow magic, utilizing a variety of tonics and unique tools. They stalk evildoers relentlessly, trapping them and branding them, never resting until the last remnants of terror have been vanquished from Azeroth. So with this class, and I think this has been mentioned already, what do you call this? The Silver... Not the Silver Covenant. It's a different faction. It's from Battle for Azeroth. The Order of Embers, there you go. That was pretty interesting when I played BFA back at the time. So it would be nice to see some like reference to that. And I believe there's other lore. I'm not sure in particular if there's like particular witch hunter lore or something similar. That's the one I could think of the most, is because they were hunting witches anyway in BFA with the Order of Embers quest lines in Drustvar. So I remember that one. Definitely a different flow, different different type of zone compared to the other what do you call it, expansions of the past. Alright, so Witch Hunter, here we are. Alright, next we have Knight of Zoroth. Was Son of Horde? Yeah, Orcs could also be Knight of Zoroth. Okay. So we'll get the details of that real quick. Alright, so let's see the descriptions here. Knight of Zoroth. Alright, so one thing I noticed is that the description has changed. Previously it was Knights of Zoroth were the creations of ancient and powerful warlocks who ripped the souls of fire demons and from the hellfire plane of Zoroth and bound them into mortal bodies. Yeah, definitely evil class for sure, no questions about it. Knights of Zoroth in this description were the creation of ancient and powerful warlocks who ripped the souls of fiery demons from the hellfire plane of Zoroth and bound them into mortal bodies. As a Knight of Zoroth, you are a demon that has taken on a mortal shell, and your allegiance to the Alliance and Horde is all but a ruse, your intentions being hidden from all but yourself. Yeah, definitely the more sinister classes. There's a few of them here. This one is pretty much the peak on that category. So let's go ahead and save this description real quick here. Alright, so let's see. Who could be Templar? There you go, you got Undead Templar. Body odds. Alright, so let's get the information here on Templar. Alright, let's see what we got. So, Templar, these are melee damage dealers, and they're also capable of being tank. They also have the primary resource of energy, and they're able to use metal armor. So the combat style, there's a bit, yeah, actually a lot of changes. No, I'm wrong. Just a bit. So it used to be discipline. Discipline was described as tank enemies to protect allies from harm from with powerful and defensive combos. With this one, Oathkeeper, it says stagger damage and master the art of weaving in and out of combat while protecting your allies from harm. So a bit of a difference there. Zealot. Hang on. Okay, so Zealot, eliminate enemies in a flurry of strikes while utilizing powerful combos. That's all there. And the same could be said with Crusader. The description is the same. It says here, Templars are exceptional holy warriors that study all forms of combat, specializing in creating combos to outwit their opponents. And they find powerful and unique uses for the holy light. They are stalwart crusaders and oath keepers, but their deep knowledge of the light also brings them to zealotry. All Templars are united around their hatred for undead and humans. I read that wrong. Yeah, because I'm seeing an undead character. I don't know. Their hatred for undead and demons. There you go. So Templar, thumbs up on the description. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note on that. Also, it is quite early on my side, but anyway, I made an error reading, so please excuse that. Let's see if we could just go ahead and take a note of this. Alright, so the next class we have, finally here, is Ranger. Pretty awesome. Let me just get the details up here on my side. Alright, so melee and range damage dealer and support. The primary resource is focus, and what was once archery points is now known as advantage. Alright, so our combat style. You have Archery, Brigand, and Far Strider. Alright, so Archery has been changed. Previously it was build archery points to unleash powerful attacks upon enemies and equip various quivers to grant additional effects to your attacks. This description is stated as unleash powerful ranged attacks upon enemies and equip various quivers to grant additional effects to your attacks. Okay, so there's a slight change there. And then you have the yellow text, which used to be Rangers excel in both ranged and melee combat, eluding in the background to stealth around enemies, and building up powerful attacks over time that they can use to finish enemies. In the updated version, Rangers are guardians of nature, the woodland realms, and the common folk. They excel in both ranged and melee combat, eluding in the background to stealth around enemies, and building up powerful attacks over time as they can use to unlock their full potential. Rangers learn the skinning profession for free and are capable of mastering the bushcraft skill. Pretty handy skill, actually. It's nice that it was kind of incorporated into the class, so it makes it unique. It was one of the wrong word, sorry. It was one of the universal classes. Unfortunately, strangely enough, but it kind of makes sense. The Tauren and the Draenei have been subtracted from the available races that are available for this class, or basically access to this class. So basically, they both have hooves and they can't stealth properly. Something that's quite different in the retail side. They have, I think, Tauren and Draenei rogues, if I recall. But I guess it's the stealth aspect, or you say elude aspect, that kind of, I guess, changed the availability of these classes, and for the Tauren and for the Draenei. I'm gonna go ahead and take a note of that right here, so you can use that for reference. But I know for a fact, you know, clearly enough, you know, Tauren could be hunters, but in their hunting, I guess, or their bow and arrow class, that would probably be reflected on the other classes, maybe, in this game, or this server. By the odds, Draenei, there is the group called the Rangari, if I'm even saying that right. They were more or less capable Draenei rogues, for the most part. Basically, Draenei Rangers. So, to me, I mean, it seems quite sensible. But again, I guess the hooves make the major difference here. Clip clop into the shadows. Something like that, I guess. Alright, so I think we have what we need. And the time is quick. We may have to close down the stream in just a little while. guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over real quick. So hang on a moment. Alright, so we're gonna just do some real quick stuff as far as questing and stuff. Don't got a lot of time with some of the projects that we had to take care of, but I think we got what we need, so it's all good. So let's see what we're working with. Just modifying a few things here on my side. Surprisingly, I did not realize, but it would seem to me that gnomes could use, well, tinkers could use shields. It's pretty interesting. Alright, so we do need to get our disguise back, because basically we're going to get clobbered here, I think. Oh no, okay. I thought my disguise wore off. Will they go back on? I don't think so. So let's see what kind of quests we can do while we're up here. Yeah, I gotta do these quests here. I might get hit. I don't know. They're all... I guess because people complained? I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Everyone... Mostly everyone is the yellow target. Really? So I could just like walk in here? I mean, they got the disguise, right? So suddenly they're green targets, but... Okay. We got the fanatic over there. Okay, so that kicks in, I guess, when you're in the border. Or the gateway area. Roger that. Right, let me clear the way here. Boom. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our disguise back. We'll hit the dungeon. I mean, not dungeon, but the quests that we have here.
Well met. See you soon.
Alright, hang on real quick. Just doing an adjustment. Radiant devotees. Devotees. Am I saying it right? I got a bit of a lag there. Oh! Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. That's a nasty thing. You're one of them! I guess each one will react differently. Yeah, he's like, yay! Alright. Okay, so I think the ones that are not, like, glowing will, like, take it, like, you know, willingly. I guess, the radiation sprayer. But this one, he's already radiated. Okay, so there you go. I'm not sure if that's the actual mechanic, but it seems like that's what stresses them out. I'm not going to use the sticky bomb because it has an AoE effect. Actually, let me move a few seconds. Okay, the radius is not that huge. Let's go ahead and recover real quick. Yeah, of course. You have to use right click to stay on them. Alright, so we got our 5. Let me hand in first because there might be a chain after that. It's been a little while since I've been here. Radiance Town. Pretty interesting though how they put this together. Alright, so let's go ahead and hand in. A holy instrument of Radiance Town, anointed to wash the faithful in emerald brilliance, half liquid, half vapor. It's crazy. Yikes, he's been vomiting. Okay, no follow-up there. But if you actually read the quest, it's kind of a insane situation. Alright, so is there anything of value around here? Those world items, you know, it's pretty nice to navigate a little bit. You never know what you're going to end up finding. No elevator, huh? Let's see. Yeah, no. It's clear here. Alright, so we got this guy. Right hand of His Majesty. Not really recommended to fight out here in case you hit the wrong target, but you can if you want. And then you have His Radiant Majesty, okay. I'm not sure how bad I'm going to get clobbered. Let's see. Let's see how this works. I'm going to have to go for the Living Radiance first. So maybe I'll let the turret do its thing. Just check up here. So the gear is like spinning around. Okay, I get it. Okay, let's check that. World item here real quick. Radiant rifle. Let's see what it looks like. That's nice. Okay. Can I use that? I should be able to use it, right? I'm an engineer. Kinda. Yeah, it's right here. I'll take it. Intellect. Sounds nice. I have to get... No, it's just a kill quest. Okay. Let's do this instead. We're gonna sample. Knock this one out first. Gotta watch the AoE there. Let's go. Did something to my turret up there. This guy's not that. This is an elite also. We can recover, Lobby. Just don't want that. summon turret. Ooh. The damage over time effect is hitting me pretty hard. Challenge. It's good. It's good. Challenge. I gotta wait for him to like cast. Nice, nice. Still on it? Still on it? No? That's nice though. That's nice how they... I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry. How they applied like boss mechanics to some of these NPCs in these custom zones. That's good awareness. Now I've been playing WoW in general for like 20 plus flipping pancake years, right? So it's been quite a ride. All sorts of exotic things could be said about it, but I'll just say for sure that was a good challenge for a starting zone. So bravo to Ascension on that. Hopefully there will be more custom zones added over time. More specifically to COA. I would like to see more specific COA. What do you call it? World changes in custom zones. So we got to do a hand in here. I don't think there's a hand in on this guy yet. So let's go ahead and manage that. I guess no heals for him. The way up is this way, I think. Stone Forest, here we are, what's up? Alright, so Redna, yeah, she's got a crazy situation, this NPC right here. Alright, so let's do the hand in. Okay, deciphering radiation. Yeah, we had to get the mutagen out of the slimes. So we gotta find a cure. Oh, well, yeah, she'll find a cure. And we also have, I guess, Rub? Is that right? No, just level up. That's what's up. Alright, so level 7, here we are. We'll see what new abilities we can learn. So here, the right hand. Alright, so new main hand. Probably would be best. Which among these are an improvement? Probably none of them, actually. I probably have the best one. I don't think I could use staff. I can use staff by the odds. Swords I can't. Okay. Since I don't have the appearance, I'll get the mace. I have the ancient battle axe. I don't think this was here earlier. I believe I was here, but I didn't see this one sparkling. Maybe I just missed it. I don't think there's a cooldown or anything, but... Alright, so I don't know if there's... Yeah, there's not really a whole lot here. So we're gonna go... My bad. We're gonna go over to... Which area? Anvil. So let's go ahead and use that. Because I have her targeted, it shows. Alright, so Coleridge Valley. Pretty fun having that 5-minute cooldown. Really nice. Alright, so let's check our spellbook real quick. I think you could still learn abilities. Alright, so let's subtract all this and check the mechanics. Nothing there. Invention, we got 1. And demolition. So deploy blast mine. Place down a blast mine lasting 1 minute. When the mine is destroyed, or upon using remote detonation, up to 8 targets within 8 yards will be blasted away, and enemies will take minor amount of fire damage. I remember that ability. Demolition, deploy. Oh, nope, wrong one, sorry. Invention, magic augmentation. There we go. Requires guns. Add a magic augmentation to your gun for 1 hour, causing 3 magic damage with each shot. Interesting, okay. Increases the range of your ranged abilities by 5 yards. I don't know. Was it 70 copper? I mean, technically I could take both, but I'll just do one at a time. Magic augmentation and nothing for mechanics, okay. You could look ahead, but that'll be for another time. So for utility, maybe I'll go with sticky bomb. So let's go ahead and pop this off real quick. Check the spellbook real quick. We'll do our quest hand in just a moment. Buff on real quick. And then deploy blast bind. There you go. And the remote detonation. This is unique. It's always unique with Tinker. I could always appreciate how it was even back then. So coming back to it's pretty interesting. Maybe, hang on, for my detonation. Probably something like that. So hang on, let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna do this right in front of a wolf actually. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? Check this out. I'm going to keep my target clear because this auto attacks anything that's in your target, or like, you know, that you have selected other than friendly targets. So I'm not going to pull this guy yet. Let me drop this instead. Right here. Let's go ahead and put the turret. Drop this guy. Here we go. Let's dance. Closer. Sonny, what's up? Oh, wrong target. I threw a sticky bomb at the wolf. Get rid of this guy first. Nice. Man, we're doing good. We're doing good. So what's the cooldown on that? It's about a 10-second cooldown. We're good. I can dig that. Alright, let's, we're gonna do this. We're gonna be a little careless. Oh, it has to be close. Okay, I'm sorry. It was... Alright. So I'm gonna whack this guy real quick. I'm gonna whack this guy. Then I am going to drop this. What's up? So the turret is aggroing the other. Let's watch out from farther away. Oh, the detonate is on a cooldown. My bad. AoE then. Three-second cooldown. So if I have corpses around it, does it blow the corpses up too? Let's see. Inventory's full. It's always full. Sort it out at least. Alright, let's see. Detonate. Here we go. No, they remain in place. But you can throw a sticky bomb on it too. Pow. There you go, guys. That's Tinker for you. Tinker's always a fun time. Alright, so let's go ahead and dispose some nonsense items. We're going to have to jump off in just a moment. Alright, for those of you who've been here though, I do want to say thank you for watching this stream. From our side, as always, God bless and best wishes. And yeah, it's exciting. It's actually a good time in a lot of ways for COA to be back. We should go inside the building here real quick. That's the Beginner's Book of Ascension. I'll come back to that at some point soon. But yeah, you know, a lot of us have been waiting. For those of us who's been in COA for a while, we were kind of shut down for a bit, and also there was just a lack of motivation for a while. For those of us on the other side, like outside of the development side, Again, you know, I know people talk about it, but communication is a real big thing. I think everyone kind of knows that, but
Here there.
no, it's good. It's good to be back. We came a long way for those of us still in COA, so it's always nice. I'm gonna do some gear upgrades real quick. I have no bracers at all actually, so that'd be nice to have. Feet. Let's see. Boot item. Minus on the agility. Actually not sure what the stats are for Tinker. Doesn't get his armor, but everything else goes down. Frostmane hide pants. I haven't equipped all of this stuff. Wow. Take it. I'll take it. This one I don't have the appearance, so I'll just go ahead and equip that. Couldn't I dual wield? No. You're not allowed. Okay, go ahead and put this one on too. Was it stamina and intellect? Okay, since we are using mana, there you go. Proper Nomish attire. Let's replace this real quick for the appearance. I don't know. Yeah, the stats are still kind of good with this one. Yeah, let's switch that. Drumstick. Strength. Let's click the appearance. At least. Singed musket. Yeah, that's the gun that I started off with. It's a fire poker. Okay, that's a staff. Staff and gun? Should I? It's stats, right? Staff stats. So you replace the shield and the one-hander for that. That'll just probably be temporary. This is a two-hander axe by the odds. I didn't know that. Okay. Strength and hit rating. Oh no, decisions, right? Two-hander or one-hander? You know, I'm gonna sell it. Disregarding the consequences, who cares? I have too much options. It's been a while. I don't know the specifics of stats and all that stuff at this moment for now. I'm gonna keep the old wrench. Just gotta do it, man. Just gotta keep the old wrench. You sell that thing, you know what? You just completely eliminated all like respectable chances of you actually being called a tinker in public. Like you're still a tinker without it, but I don't find value for folks who don't have it. But I'm not serious. If you want to sell it, you could actually go ahead and sell it.
Watch, get her back.
So here I am looking like an astronaut. Okay, let's go ahead and do our hand-ins real quick.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, this is a custom quest. That lady got a whole lot going on with her son. I don't know. I may have to reread that one. I remember doing it before, but probably get a bit more deeper into the lore, maybe on Bronzebeard's side down the road. For now, here it's just kind of just handing in and going on. So see, this is a lot of words. When texts are written like this, of course nobody's interested. It's got to be spaced out at least a bit. But this mod is pretty nice. Not mod, but add-on. Be nice if the AI reader for the quests actually expanded on Ascension quests. By the odds, I said the same thing about Turtle Wow quests. Oh man, Turtle Wow. A lot could be said about Turtle Wow. So we do have a remaining quest. I believe it's custom actually. North the Thunderbird. Let's see what's up with
How
this one.
are ya?
Alright, so I'm gonna get into some combat just for a bit. Well, you can't dismount. Was it? Not dismount. You can't like walk through it. It's got its own qualified space until you reach level 20. So I guess the book has a cap, level cap for spell learning. Or that's the assumption at least. So we could learn the other ability actually, now that we're here. That's invention, demolition, and mechanics, nothing else. Okay. So let's go to invention, magic augmentation. So we increase the range of our abilities, basically, and 3 magic damage with each shot. Sounds good. Check this quest real quick. So we're probably gonna make our way out of here. Okay, go to the other side. Alright. Yeah, after we get through the cave, we're probably gonna close from there. But yeah, guys, if you've been around for a bit, feel free to check the rest of the YouTube channel. There's much more potentially planned. Just taking one step at a time. First time in a long time since Conquest of Azeroth has been online. So with that, we're going to have to see what direction to go. Let me just go ahead and put that there for now, I guess. I'll leave it there. Let's just check this quest real quick. I did just rank up. Oh, from my own book, I guess. Alright. I'm going to have to level up for that then. Because I just learned it from the actual book quest giver. Excuse me. Alright, so let's get into some combat. Nice. Actually, you know what? Let me do something like this for now, I guess. This one. Nice animations. Okay, we got a hand in here. So we should move our EXP along. Spicy candle. Nice. This is nice. Yan. that a trinket? No, it's an offhand. Oh, put it to use soon.
Good day to you.
Supplies to Tanaka.
Hey! You look like a hardy adventurer. If you're planning on braving the pass, do you suppose you could bring a package to the inn in Karanos? You were planning on stopping at the inn, right? If you make it through the pass, you'll definitely want to take a breather there. Anyways, bring this to Tannock Frosthammer, the innkeeper's assistant. I can't get through the pass myself, and it'll be days until a mountaineer escort comes through.
Alright, so just a moment, folks. Give me just a moment here. Check
All right,
something.
then.
How are you?
Well, if Whitebeard is sending you to Dunmarroch on important business, I can't very well stop you, can I? At least let me provide you with some advice and directions.
Be good.
The Trogs in the tunnel are extremely hostile and haven't shown any hesitation in attacking travellers through the tunnel. You seem tough enough, though, so you should probably be safe. Directions? If you're going to speak with Senir, you'll find him in Karanos. Make your way through the tunnel, and after you come out on the other side, just keep following the road. It'll run right into Karanos.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Alright, guys. So I'm actually going to have to pop off right here. Thank you guys for sticking around. Best wishes, as always, from our end. As I said earlier, we'll be pushing to put more stuff on YouTube, potentially. Still developing stuff on the stream side as well. But like everything else, it all takes time. I wish you guys well, and you guys have a good day. Take care and God bless. See ya.